everybody, and welcome back to the Mindfulness Project at Home. It's week 2, and today we are taking you to the forest. So a little bit of explanation about things that you might need for doing these classes with us that might be a bit handy for you to have. So number 1, maybe a little notepad and pencil or a piece of paper. Anything that you've got around, because sometimes we're going to ask you to maybe draw a little picture or write down how you're feeling or your thoughts. So that's handy to have with you in each session. Number 2, maybe a little blanket, because at the end of our sessions, we're going to have snuggled up time where we think about a story and we have our time to relax. So having a little blanket to snuggle you up might be nice. And alongside that, maybe a little cushion. So if you've got anything laying around, and most importantly, maybe a little cuddly toy. I've got Forky with me today. So have those with you. And if you need to pause the video, pause it now and go and get yourself those things. Okay. So it's really, really nice to see you again. And I wonder how your week has been. And I wonder how you've been feeling. And maybe you'd like to tell us now how you've been feeling this week and the things that you've been up to. Or you might like to draw us a little picture. And you can always pause the video and draw that down or write some things down. And can you tell me one good thing that's happened so far today? I have had a really nice morning. I had a really nice cup of tea and some breakfast, and I sat in the garden, and that was lovely. And maybe you can also tell us something that wasn't so good today, something that made you feel a little bit ugh. And maybe you want to write that down or draw a picture of it as well. Something that's happened to me today that made me feel a bit ugh is that I woke up and had a little bit of a headache. And that just made me feel a little bit ugh. But I'm hoping it will go and I'll have a better day. So I would like you to think about those things for each day. And every day, can you think of one good thing that's happened and maybe one thing that wasn't so good, and maybe share them with your grown-up or write them down or draw a picture. And now I'm going to hand you over to Rachel.
Hi everybody, it's nice to see you again. So we're going to do a little exercise to get us nice and warmed up. So if you're sat down, you're going to stand up, and then I'm going to move to the back of my mat. So hopefully you can all see me, you can see my fingers, you can see my toes, and we're going to try and stand as still as a statue. Don't move, everybody freeze. Now, without moving a muscle, can you just wiggle your toes? Don't move anything else, just move your toes. And now keep your toes still. Can you wiggle your fingers? Can you wiggle your fingers and your toes together? Now let's shake your leg. Let's shake the other leg. Let's shake an arm. Let's shake the other arm. Can you shake both arms together? Can you shake both legs together? Let's try and get warmed up and shake both legs and both arms, and freeze. Now here are your knees. Can everybody bounce their knees? And similar to our knees, we have elbows. Can you wiggle your elbows? Now this is my very extra special dance move. I want to give everyone a go. Can you bounce your knees and wiggle your elbows at the same time? And then freeze. Now here are your shoulders. Can you stretch your shoulders all the way up to the ears? Take a big deep breath in and let it out. Scrunch your shoulders all the way up and let it out. Now we're going to try and wiggle all the way up. Can you come up onto your tiptoes? Wiggle all the way down. Can you tickle those toes? Wiggle all the way up, touch your toes. Wiggle all the way down, touch your toes. Wiggle all the way up to tiptoes. And freeze on your tiptoes. Can you hold it? Don't move. And now shake everything. Shake your legs, shake your arms, shake your head, shake your hair, and freeze. Lovely. So I'm hoping everybody's feeling a little bit warmer. Can you place your hands on your heart? Can we feel hopefully our hearts are beating a little bit faster? Now, so we taught you some poses last week. So we're going to have a little recap of that pose. So can anybody remember what that pose is? Can you shout it out to us? So it was boat pose. So to do boat pose, we wiggle our bottoms into the mat. Now we try and find the belly bit. Remember those are called our sitting bones. And we see if we can lift our legs, if we can lift our arms. So we went on a boat ride last week and we rowed our boat. Can everybody try to row their boat? And now can you hold it? Lift your arms up, lift your legs up, and we're going to count to 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and roll back and shake those legs and arms in the air. Can you turn yourself into a teeny tiny little ball? And bring yourself all the way up to seated. Lovely. So we have 2 new poses that we're going to teach you today. So the first one is, I think you've seen lots of them already. They're big and they're tall and they can be very, very strong. Anybody guess what they are? So today we're going to be trees. So everybody stand up and then pick your favourite leg. So I'm going to pick this leg. I think this one's my favourite. And we're going to try and balance on this leg. We're going to lift up our leg and then you put your foot on your leg. And then we bring our hands together. Can you try and stand really still? And then use your arms like branches. Can you reach your arms up towards the ceiling? And if it's a little bit windy outside, can you blow from side to side? And then bring your hands back together. And then let's try the other leg. So lift the opposite foot, see if you can balance. So I'm a little bit more wibbly wobbly on this side. That happens if we fall over. We try again, we reach our arms up. And relax, give yourselves a little shake out. So you may have found that a little bit tricky. So I'm going to give you our extra special mindfulness tip. I want you to look around your room and find something that's not moving. So I'm going to stare at one of the stripes on my wall. See, they don't move. And I'm going to pick my favourite leg, I'm going to lift my foot, stretch my arms up really wide, and I'm going to stare at those stripes. I'm not looking at you guys. You're not looking at me. You're staring at something that doesn't move. And maybe that feels a little bit easier to balance. And then relax. So you don't get wonky. Maybe find something else that's not moving. So there's a little bit of a picture behind my computer. So I'm going to stare at that picture. Can you find something else that's not moving? Lift your opposite leg. You're going to reach your arms up. You stare. And notice how that helps us feel a little bit more safe, a little bit more steady. And then everyone relax. Very well done. So the other pose that we're going to learn today, there is an animal that likes trees a lot. And they like to go for walks in amongst the trees. Anybody guess what that pose is? So today, we're going to be dogs. So can you come onto your hands and feet and waggle those tails up into the air? And maybe your dog needs a little bit of a stretch, so can you lift one leg up? Can you give that a great big stretch? Give it a wiggle. Can you bring it down? Can you lift the other leg up? Give it a stretch, give it a shake. Lovely. And give your tails a little waggle. Can you take the dog for a walk? Can you walk forwards? Can you walk backwards? Can we try that again? Can you walk forwards? Can you walk backwards? Very well done. And now I'm going to come down onto the knees. Can everyone relax down? Can we turn ourselves into tiny little rocks? And I will hand you over to Emily to carry on the rest of our story.
So, last week, I told you all about the 3 best friends in our story. Can you remember what they're called? Holly, Skip, and Marshall. And these 3 best friends go on an amazing adventure. And it's all about their bravery, their courage, as they go through lots of different experiences together, and they feel lots of different things, but they share those experiences together, and we're going to share them with you. So last week, what did they do? Can anyone remember? They had to cross the sea, and they had to go on their boats. And remember, we did lots of rowing like Rachel showed us before, and we pulled up our sails and we got over that big wave, didn't we? And we did so well. Well, on the other side of the sea, and where Holly, Skip and Marshall find themselves this week, is a forest. And I want you to think about this forest and think about how you would like your own forest to look. And so I want us to stand up, and I want you to close your eyes and imagine yourself in your forest. Think about the different sized trees, the different creatures that might be in that forest, the different fruit you might find on the trees, the different leaves. And I want you to have a big stretch up and try and reach some of those leaves off the trees. Maybe pick yourself a piece of fruit. I've picked an apple today. Give that apple a big bite. Oh, it's delicious. But also in the forest, it can be a little bit dark, can't it, at times? And it might feel, if there's some dark clouds come in, that it gets extra dark in the forest. And that can feel a little bit frightening. But also in the forest, we get beautiful streams of light coming through the trees. And you can explore that forest on your own, or with the people around you. So I want you to really think about your forest. And today I'm going to ask you to think about that one leaf that you picked. So remember reaching up, and we were picking the leaves, and now pick one and have it there in your imagination. And now on the carpet or the mat in front of you, can you draw the shape of your leaf with your finger? In your imagination, just draw out the shape of that leaf. And think about all the detail on your leaf. What colour is it? What shape is it? What does it feel like? What's the texture of the leaf? Okay? And I want you to really, really try and imagine that leaf now there in front of you. And now I want you to imagine that leaf much smaller, because now we're going to draw your leaf on your hand. And this is something that you can do if you feel a little bit unsteady, a bit wobbly, a bit cross, a bit frightened. If you've got those butterflies in your tummy, if you're stormy in your head, this activity can help just to soothe you and calm you down. So I want you to think about the leaf that you just designed on the floor. And now I want you to draw your leaf on your hand. Just draw the shape, draw the detail. Now hold your hand in front of you, close your eyes and do that again. Draw your leaf, picture the shape of it, put in your bits of detail. Imagine filling it in with colour, and do it one more time. Draw your leaf, fill in the detail, imagine the colour, fill it in with that colour. And as you do this, Think of how nice it feels to just draw that on your hand and how calming it is. Maybe it's even a little bit tickly. But whenever you feel a bit stormy or a bit wobbly, you can do this. Just sitting wherever you are, just stop, draw your leaf on your hand, take some deep breaths as you do it, and give yourself a moment. And the leaf action can help you to feel a little bit better. Something else that you can do is if you're going outside, if you're going for your bit of exercise every day, or if you have a garden, you might want to think about picking some leaves when you're out and about. I've picked some leaves here, and I've picked some lots of different shapes. This one is a lovely red colour. This one is quite nice because it's got all different jaggedy edges around the edge. Can you see? And it's a lovely green colour, and it's a lot more floppy. This one I think is my favourite. I love the shape of this one. And I love that it's got lots of little holes in it. Maybe a bug's been having a little bit of a feast on that one. And this last one is a lovely pinky colour. So I wonder if at some point this week you can collect some leaves of your own. And something else you might like to do is draw the leaf that we just spoke about. So you might be able to draw the outline yourself, or on Tangled Feet's website you can find this as a little printout to print out yourself, or ask a grown-up to do that for you. Or you might be able to just do this yourself, because I bet we've got some brilliant artists out there, or your grown-up might be able to help you. Then you can design your leaf however you want and colour it in and add all those bits of detail. And I'd love to see yours. And you can always tag us at Tangled Feet on Instagram or Facebook so we can see all of your beautiful designed leaves. And I'm going to hand you back to Rachel now for the last bit of our session.
Hi everybody. So what a lovely story that was from Emily. I can't wait to see where we go next week. So Emily mentions at the beginning that you would need maybe a blanket and a cushion and your favourite toy. So what I want you to do now is make a super snuggly bed, because I'm going to read you a little story. So if you like, you can pause the video here, cover yourself up with a blanket, put a cushion underneath your head and cuddle your favourite toy and snuggle down with your eyes closed. So pause here, give yourself a moment. Lovely. So now that we're all laying down, eyes closed, take a big deep breath in through your nose. Sigh all out through your mouth. And take a big deep breath in through your nose. Sigh all out through your mouth. Last one, big deep breath in. Sigh all out. And now, if you can you stay as still as possible? You're cozy and snuggly in your own little bed, and I'm going to read you a story. So with your eyes closed, imagine that you're all alone in the middle of a great big field. Notice the grass. Can you feel it? Maybe tickling your legs and tickling your hands. And then imagine a majestic, great big, beautiful tree ahead of you. You decide to get up and walk closer to the tree. You see that the branches are spread wide, as if the tree is going to give you a great big hug. And the bark on the tree looks like it's smiling at you. And you give it a little smile back. And you feel very calm and warm and protected, standing near this big, old, wise tree. And suddenly, because you're listening very carefully, you hear the tree whisper. It says, picture it, and it will be. You're not quite sure what the tree means, so you listen a little bit closer, and it says, picture it, and it will be. And you wonder what that means. So you decide to sit down with your back against the tree and close your eyes and have a little think. And the tree says to you, imagine there is something that you would like to do better. Just picture it and it will be. So you think of something that you like to do. Now that can be anything. Maybe it's riding your bike or your scooter. Maybe it's playing football or doing maths or learning your spellings. Maybe it's being better at home, being more helpful, being kind to siblings and family. Whatever it is, it's your own special thing. Picture it now in your mind. And imagine yourself doing it easily and perfectly. Replay in your mind the thing you would like to do better. So if it's kicking a ball, imagine yourself scoring lots of goals. If it's learning your spellings, imagine yourself spelling each word correctly. And watch yourself doing it perfectly over and over again. Notice how you feel when you manage to do something really well. You're so happy and so proud, and you know that you're doing it. And now, you know you can do it. You hear the tree whisper. Now, you can just picture it, and it will be. And you feel in your heart that you understand. So you now know that if there is ever something you would like to do well, you can take a few moments to close your eyes, picture yourself doing it, and feel happy and confident that you can give it a try. You turn to the tree and say, thank you, tree. You are so wise. And you listen to the tree. And it says, you're very welcome. But there is always the wisdom inside of you. So now, very, very carefully, we're going to wake ourselves up. No sudden movements. Just take a big, deep breath in. Sigh it all out. And just start to move the little bits of your body. So can you wiggle just your fingers? And then your toes? Can you wiggle your legs and your arms? Can you turn yourselves into a tiny, tiny little ball once more? And then very, very gently bring yourselves up to seated. We would love to know what you pictured yourself doing. So if you like, tag us at Tangled Feet and let us know. Tell your grown-up what you would love to be able to do. Maybe write it in your little journal that Emily told you all about. But we would love to hear what you pictured.
Thanks, Rachel. That was lovely. I nearly fell asleep. So that is the end of today's session. We'll be back next week with the Mindfulness Project at Home with me, Emily, and Rachel again. And next week is Mountain Week. So let's see what happens then. Bye, everybody.
Bye.